Okay, so the thing about this INFJ entrepreneur channel, quite apart from the fact that I've only just recently, the last few months, 3 or 4 months, I guess, come across this Myers Brigg character type qualification, so to speak, system. I do resonate with the whole INFJ thing, and to that end, having done sort of a look around YouTube and elsewhere for, specific insights into how other INFJ entrepreneurs sort of go about life and experience life, and how they have been able to marry commercial activity to the fun stuff that they do, while being creative, I guess. And a cursory examination of YouTube doesn't come with a great deal. I am INFJ, and I've been an entrepreneur for more than a quarter of a century, and in the last 9, coming up for 10 years, I found a formula and a secret for success. And the more I learn about INFJ character types, the more I realize that what I'm doing is just exhibiting classic INFJ characteristics. So not only has it been phenomenally validating for me to appreciate that I'm not weird, which is rare, that, the combination of the decisions that I've made based on the experiences that I've found myself in life have given me this fortuitous, really, experience of being able to finally materialize what I believe is as close to that you can get to the perfect business model that's inevitably going to yield a monopoly. I can't think of a higher kind of commercial sort of outcome than that. Of course, you have to appreciate that, you're talking about tiny niches. But if you understand that we're moving from an industrial economy to a connection economy, and that in the same way as everything changed when we moved from an agrarian society to an industrial society, that's happening all over again, but just in a new and interesting way. And whilst literally 99.99999% of the world thinks that the connection economy is just the industrial economy with smartphones, if you are an entrepreneur, entrepreneurially minded, and you've got an expertise, and you're prepared to acquire some very simple skills that anybody can acquire. If I can acquire them, anybody can acquire them. It doesn't take great technical or commercial prowess. You just need to see and understand the formula, and then ask yourself, can you adopt this formula, which is for the most part intellectual endeavor, working within a scaffold that we can provide you through this thing called intelligent content marketing, and then literally just coming up with a content proposition that will allow you to publish one single piece of content every single day. And as long as that content answers questions and helps solve problems, and it's designed to encourage people to connect with you, because you're going to come along subsequently with a proposition that's perfectly ethical, that's constructed in such a way as to make it irresistible for them to buy whatever it is that you're selling them, predicated on what it is that you've given them for free, that you can monopolize small niches completely for yourself, and then spread out of your own particular small niche monopoly into wider logical adjacencies that fall naturally at your feet as you experience your monopoly building outcomes. My monopoly, I'm not quite there yet, but it's inevitable, but my monopoly is being built in the Hong Kong immigration services space, a very small niche. Realistically, there's about 70,000 sort of hearts and minds that I need to win, relationships of various levels that are out there, and by producing a content proposition, one piece of content at a time, day after day after day after day after day, in a particular way, mostly which, by the way, has just been speaking to an iPhone, gathering a WAV file or a MP4 or whatever the format is, and then essentially uploading it onto a website and then distributing it to a podcast network. piece of cake, really. And then you can go off and get the thing transcribed machine by machine, and then tidy it up yourself, or you can get it transcribed by machine and send it off to somebody to tidy it up for you via Fiverr for the square root of nothing. And given that WordPress is free and hosting costs very little these days, and all the rest of that good stuff, you can literally parlay your expertise in such a way that you outstand, or you stand out from everybody else. You become, as Seth Godin says, you become a purple cow. That the idea is to be remarkable. So your proposition is remarkable, and you disaggregate and reaggregate service value in the process. When you liberate the market from the tyranny of a vacuum of information in a particular niche, you can own the free proposition that you set down on the web as the genesis of all the relationships that are inevitably going to form as a result of ubiquitous connectivity. And as the industrial economy sort of sputters on, meanwhile seeding businesses like mine and yours, if you're watching this and you're motivated to act on what I can give you for free, essentially, you're going to come in and you're going to dominate niches, and you're going to create a new way of undertaking commerce in the connection economy, as you've disaggregated and reaggregated value, as Don Tapscott would have it. So the background to sort of the INFJ entrepreneur channel is sort of forged kind of on that, which I'll talk more about in other videos, the sort of the deeper sort of background prior to that. But albeit for me to say 9-10 years ago I needed to start from scratch, and together with my business partner we clawed our way back from the edge of bankruptcy, and we've been able to learn huge amounts and apply what we've learned and proven what we've learned, and seeded that stuff down into the fabric of the internet via an idea of ours called intelligent content marketing, where the essential proposition is to build a monopoly from nothing with no money invested, just like we're doing right now.